Hello, everybody, and welcome to Keeping It Spiritually Simple. I am your host, Sandra. And before I introduce this beautiful guest we're having for part two, I would like to just say that we enjoy having each and every one of you. And in order to get the word out, we need everyone to give us the finger, like literally give us the finger. And we don't care what finger it is. Just pick one and subscribe to the tribe, leave us a message. We are very grateful if you give us the finger. All right. So with further ado, we got two Sandra's in the house.
Yeah,
girl.
round number two.
Round number two of getting things out. And, we were just discussing before we came online here that there's so much going on around the world that maybe here in the States, we don't understand. And so we have the freedom to move around, whereas other countries do not. And when we see pictures on the news of any kind, even a trusted channel, it seems so far away, so distant, like it's not happening, like, no way, that's embellished, that's not correct. So I've had a few people reach out to me from other countries and have privately, directly told me what is going on. And without breaking censorship and drawing attention to ourselves in that way, is there anything that you can share that's going on there in Germany?
In Germany, it's going very crazy. Austria as well. They're protesting now. I felt it so strong on Saturday. There's protests all over the places in Germany and Austria because many people are getting angry now. Yeah, because the Austrians, they have the mandatory peaks. They're protesting in Germany. They want to have the same now. So, and many people are waking up. So I think it's needed. Yeah, it's going very explosive now.
So do you think that the tighter the grip, meaning the ceiling's coming down more and more and more, and it is getting people to wake up instead of molding to, maybe later?
Yeah, I think so. That it has to be dark because I feel the light is waiting behind it. But we have to go through this explosion. So that's what's happening for me is the awakening of the masses. So, and now even the government here in Germany, they show more and more their true faces. They lied to us for so many times and so many people are talking about it now. So more and more people, they open up their eyes. So, this is true. They lied to us. Yeah. So, and this is happening in Germany now or in Austria. So that even more political people are talking about it. So what's going on? And it's very chaotic here. But I feel the light is waiting behind it. And I feel that, I think so, because in the center of Europe here, it feels very heavy here. So I think after these explosions, is my feeling that these regions, Austria, Germany, will be very light. This is my feeling. Because actually Germany vibrates very light. The landscape, nature is so beautiful. But the people, so it doesn't fit to the landscape. So, and I think after these explosions, it will be very light. It's my feeling.
Yeah, well, restrictions aren't fun when you're accustomed to having, being able to have some freedoms to go around and choose, when you want to go to the store, which store you want to go to. It's one thing having to wear this, it's another when if you don't have something with you, you are not allowed, you're banished, basically, which is a horrible feeling. And I know you and I were chatting about, back in the day when somebody would get up on their soapbox and begin to speak out and they were imprisoned for it for one way or another. They didn't have messengers going by or pigeons getting the message out. And we're lucky to have some social media that still allows us to get the word out from different avenues and different pathways from different lands all over the universe. But we do have to be careful. And it's not that we're being careful out of fear, because we're not. We're being careful because the messages are so important that we can't run the risk of calling that attention to ourselves.
Yes, of course. And that we trust our intuition. Our intuition is guiding us through the chaos. And then we feel what we have to do.
Yeah.
So, and I believe that it's important also that we stick all together, all light workers, star seeds, that we are helping each other, supporting each other through the chaos, because we are working so much in the back and almost nobody sees what we do all the time. I'm sharing my visions or my lucid dreams on YouTube as well. So there's so much happening in the back, but you don't see it on media, right? Because it's a galactic spiritual war in the back. So yeah, and I see that's a universal law, that the light is returning as well. So when it's getting very dark now, the light has to follow. So that's a universal law. And I told the people, even in spring 2021, that this galactic war would take place in higher dimensions, will come down to us, into our reality. And now it's our turn, that the people take their power back, that they feel sovereignty, that they stand up now, that they see how powerful they are. And this is our process. So even the galactic sisters and brothers, they can't do everything for us. It's not their responsibility, because we are also here on Earth. We starseeds and light workers. We have chosen to be here. So now it's about that we take our power back. And for the masses, I think it's important to say a no. Yeah, this is for many people so so scary to say a no. But this is, I think that's very necessary for the masses now. We are holding the light all the time.
Yeah. And if you think about it in just from a war here on Earth, you have to have your air crew that does what it's supposed to do, and you have to have your ground crew and many other crews. So you just can't say, oh, hey, I'm just going to hunker down over here and go out and battle them later. Let the air crew do what they need to do, because it's orchestrated so that it has the highest potential to have the better outcome. And I'm careful with my words, because I'm not one to say certain things, not has nothing to do with YouTube, but I just don't. It's this or this one, or it's this or this, and it's like now.
This is the confusion. We have to stay centered in our heart. Then we got the information. And I think it's also good training that we train our psychic muscles right now with starseeds and light workers, that we go deep within, and we have so much time now, that we stick together, that we train our psychic muscles, that we share our visions with humanity, because more and more people are waking up and they feel there is more, and they are guided to us more and more and more. They are searching up for the subjects. And this is amazing to observe that change. Even in Germany, more and more people are talking about it on YouTube. They are channeling, they are talking about the energetic realm more and more and more. And that's good to observe that. Yeah, this change.
So, I call it spiritual athletic skills and maneuvers. To be the best that you're going to be in anything, you've got to practice and try things that work for you, and so that you can be as successful as you can on whatever it is that you're choosing. And right now, spiritual awakening is that we're so much more than just this 5'5", 100 and I don't know what I weigh, but pounds of flesh. We're light bodies in this avatar, in this physical being. And we came here to say, okay, I'm going to be your ground crew. I'm going to do this and that. And but we can't say, okay, well, I'll do that tomorrow. I want to get ice cream and just have the remote in my hand tonight and do nothing. You got to get up off your ass and get it going. And, people are waiting for everybody to get to the finish line. So let's go.
Yeah, let's create it now. It's the
Yes, well,
divine
I'm
mission.
sorry that you're experiencing that. And I also know that it's got to be, it's weary on every level, to have so much coming through as, the light worker that you are, but the messenger that you are, with so many different beings that are coming through to give you information. And then you still have to live a physical life. And then if your container around your physical life is getting squelched, sometimes I'm sure it's got to be the point where you're like, F this, forget, what did I sign up for?
Yes, time after time, it is like this. Yeah. Because when we have energetic attacks or something like that, for example, for a couple of days ago, last weekend, so I laid in the bed the whole day because I had an energetic mental fight or war. I described it in one of my newest
Yes.
videos. So, and that was, on the other hand, that's very cool when you have these colorful visions. Yeah, I laid in the bed and I closed my eyes and my third eye vibrated, and then I saw these visions. So it's like I have an astral experience, or that my soul is left in my body. I'm not sure. And then I see all these visions, very colorful. And then I see my galactic self. So on the other hand, it's very cool when you have these visions. On the other hand, it hurted a lot, honestly. Yeah, because I laid in the bed during the whole day. So, and at the evening, circa, it became better. And suddenly, boom, all the pain is disappearing. This is all the time the same. It's happening suddenly, boom, I have this pain, and suddenly, boom, it's disappearing again. So, and I don't know that different. I know that
Well,
since my entire life. So,
I think the more we elevate, the more physical self-care we must take. But I can't imagine. I mean, well, I can a little bit because I get aches and pains and feel beat up sometimes, and I'm not even sure what the heck just went on, I know that it was an energetic exchange of some kind, or messages of some kind, or upload, download, side loads of some kind, and I just have to go with the flow of it and treat
yes,
myself better.
yeah, of course. And I got this perspective that it has to happen. Yeah. So when I look back into my childhood, we had this interview. So even my childhood was a little bit darker, or Marcel's story also of my twin. So when I deep within, so I see that everything after all made sense, because through all this darkness, Marcel, my twin flame, me, we were guided to each other. So maybe we would never meet each other when we not went through this darkness. So that
Yeah.
means really everything, what's taking place, even when we don't get it here, there is a plan behind it. It's the divine plan. So it has to happen. So, and when I experience these attacks, then I know that on a higher level, it has to happen. It's a mission. I'm learning through this. So I'm learning all the time. So we are all on this process. So that's why at the end, I'm very grateful even for these dark experiences, because then I understand my light so much more. It's all the time both. It's light and shadow to me.
Yeah, and I think it's confirming that you're on your mission, because I mean, I think meeting your twin Marcel also helps strengthen and counterbalance each other when many are alone and haven't met that person yet, or their tribe yet, or feel supported in that way. I think you're going through so much more than many, because you're so connected. And to stay connected, I think you need that grounding partnership, that grounding wire, that grounding anchor to
Yeah,
participate in
yeah,
your life, and just someone to give you a loving hug and say, it's okay, you're not insane.
yeah. We are supporting each other on many levels. Yeah. So, for
Yeah.
example, when I had this attacks, he was all the time with me, Marcel.
Mm.
He's so kind, so and so lovely when I need help. So he is with me. He created dishes for me. So, or he laid in the bed and he practiced Reiki on me and he helped me. And On the other way, it's the same. When Marcel needs help, I'm here for him as well. So we are supporting each other. And through this twin flame connection, we found for real, what is this unconditional love? What does that mean? So it's like, even when so much shadows are plopping up, it's not only a fairy tale between us. So also a lot of blockages and traumas are coming up. So, but we love each other. So we can't hate each other. It's not working. That is for us unconditional love. And we get this perspective that we go through this process of recognition, because at the end, it's a big gift that we met each other and that we are supporting each other, because we are pushing each other so much that we increase our vibration, that we train our psychic muscle. And that's, for me, it's a big gift. So even when it's also very dark between us sometimes as well, it's all the time both.
Sometimes the deepest love can go through some of the ugliest transformations, and
Yes.
still, and it's what you signed up to do, to grow together. And
Yeah.
I get it. Some people throw in the towel, and that's what they're supposed to do, because someone else is there for else in their soul tribe to be in a partnership with. So I'm glad you found each other at a time when it's acutely critical to be together and share the information, but to be there to help each other in and out of the bathtub, so to speak. And I just got a vision of him like feeding you soup and jello, and you know, like sitting there and you're like dozing off, and he's just right there, and you know you can doze off because he's there to keep you safe.
Yes. Yeah. On
You
a soul
know?
level, very strong. And we saw that when we stayed in this AI, yeah, in the dark AI. So I saw Marcel's power. Actually, he protected me all the time, because he was the guy who was all the time neutral the most of the time. He observed everything. So, and I became very emotional, and I cried the most of the time. Because I
Right.
didn't get where we are now. So what's going on? Why this is happening to us? And Marcel was all the time neutral. So yeah, we are helping and supporting each other. And at the end, also this made sense, because we learned so much through this darkness. So now we know our purpose so much more. It was like we saw why we are exactly here, why we have chosen to be here on Earth. So, and at the end, I'm very grateful for this process.
Yeah,
It's all the
I
time the
understand.
same.
Yeah, and that's awesome. I know for like someone like me, I'm not in partnership right now and haven't been for a while, but I'm so committed that I forsake just about everything else, because it's just, I'm just driven to it. Doesn't matter what anyone's saying or thinks of me, or I just am just going to be me and let things come through as they are. But at some point, I'm sure I'll have the perfect beloved in my life. We'll see. We may have to
Yes.
have separate bedrooms occasionally, but okay.
It's happening when it's happening.
Exactly.
When you don't think about it, then it's happening. So
It doesn't drive me to get up in the morning to say, oh, if I go through this, I'm gonna have a partnership. It'll all fall into place. It'll all fall into
yes.
place. So what beings are you channeling right now?
Mostly the Arcturian people, mostly they're coming through, because I feel the Arcturians are assisting us, very, very, very loyal. And I feel their energy is very pure and clear. And I'm very sure that the Arcturians are supporting us very strong right now, because many star seeds and light workers, they are confused as well. Is that true? Is it a hologram? Can I channel this being? Is it a true information or false information? So, and they tune into this vortex of confusion. And this is the game of the dark ones, right? That we are all the time here, that we don't feel our hearts. And I feel that the Arcturian people, they are assisting us very much, that we are clear, that we know what we have to do. And their energy feels very wise to me, very wise and clear. And I channel mostly them. And they're coming through mostly right now, because I feel they are supporting a star seeds very, very, very well right now. Yeah, that's what I'm getting. And angels as well. Angelic beings, or goddess Isis. Yeah, I love her also very much. they are coming through mostly. Sometimes Pleiadians, sometimes Osirian people. Yeah, but mostly Arcturians at the moment.
Awesome. And of course, the Octurians work with just about everybody. So
Yeah.
they've got, antennas into everyone and it filters through them. So they're just your mouthpiece at the time, but they're getting information from everyone from how I understand it to be.
Yes.
Well, I mean, I know you have a lot of videos out there and I think everyone should tune in and watch them. But what would you say that like one of them, I mean, I know we could talk about messages, but let's just talk about what are we thinking we can expect in any way, shape, or form throughout the end of 2021 into through 2022. I mean, what do you think? Because there's so many things out there that nobody can really validate, and that sounds kind of really far-fetched. So I stay away from almost most people's channels.
It's very complicated to predict the future right now.
Yeah.
So it's very complicated because it's changing all the time. The energies are changing all the time. But what I received was last year in 2020 that 2022, next year, can be a very important year for us, that all this is coming up to the surface more and more and more, but also the darkness is like next year. I feel it's the end game, or it's like I try to explain it. It's like I don't get it in English. I don't know how I can explain it, but I feel it's the end game next year is what I feel. And what I've received is also that it's the awakening of the masses, and the dark ones will continue as long as the masses are not awakened. So it's a battle between them. So and maybe it will take 2 years, 10 years, 30 years, 1 year. It's about the masses. But I feel something like explosions. I feel it will be similar to the galactic realms. It was very explosive. And after these explosions, everything was clear. So everyone know what's going on. So, and I feel it's the same here. I feel explosions. And after these explosions, everything is just clear. So, but I can't tell you if this will take place next year or in 2023. I'm not sure. It seems like it's about the masses now.
Yeah, and I love the end game thing. I just don't want any overtime.
Yeah.
No overtime, no 6 minutes on the clock again and again and again. And explosions can be explosions of consciousness. It can be explosions of the heart. It can be a lot of things. I work with little people and they talk about the beams of light and the importance of them aligning the beam and stuff. And so when I listen to their stories, and then a few people that I do listen to, there's little similarities. And the messages I started really getting at the end of 2019 was Sandra, stay in your lane, broaden your lens, be prepared to do more of your healing work. You won't be doing your other daytime work as much, but no distractions. And I didn't really understand what that meant, but I went, okay. So I took a few more classes and moved into 2021. And then when, of course, the brown stuff and more hit the fan, I knew that I needed to just stay in my lane and be the peacekeeper until I was told when to come out of covert or when to turn right. So I wasn't going to jump in on anyone's rally or bandwagon or opinion pools. It was more about, no, I need to stay contained. And when it's ready to come up and out, it will. And it does in my sessions and it does with other people. But right now it's more about being conscientious about what's coming through me, because I don't feed into any of the false realities appearing real, because there's stories behind those stories, right? And I'm all about keeping homeostasis and your immune system balanced. And there really isn't an immune system. Your immune system is based on so many other systems of the physical body that create the immune system. A lot of people think it's well, there's a cardiovascular system, there's a digestive system, and then there's immune system. There's no immune system. The immune system is strengthened or weakened by other systems in the body. And the one thing that will close your blinds is fear. One thing that will shut you down and make you ill and in any way, shape, or form is fear. Because your body cannot.
Stress. Or when we feel ashamed, guilt, this is very stressful for our bodies. That's what I'm getting also. And I feel also, even when it doesn't seem like so in the outside, I think it's a good training to balancing body, mind, and soul, because I see this is very important also, that we take care of our bodies, our thoughts, the spirit, what's going on there with our subconscious mind, and our soul is what I'm getting. Body, mind, and soul is for me like masterclass here on earth, that you're balancing this together, that you trust your impulses, that you manifested your impulses as best we can. And for me, this is the key. So in every situation that we are balancing this.
And anchoring it, not allowing it to get stuck. And one of the reasons, I think we, not just because Sandra's in the house, but it's like you get your messages your way, I get my messages my way, and all of it is, nothing can be predicted, because there's a strategies in place, but they're in place with who's awakening and being a part of all these different strategic points on this whole realm, this whole board of awakening, war, whatever you want to call it. There's so many intricate and micro, macro little dots on the board that will determine what happens. So when I hear things like the light is one, and I hear this a lot from many people, and that's awesome to know that the end is the light wins. However, you got to be in the game. You got to be in the game to ensure that, because how many real life games where somebody's so far ahead with their points and the other team is not giving up, and all of a sudden they get a touchdown or a field goal and they win the game. So we're at the point now where there's so many players on this board that you can't stop working where your place is on this board in this game, because to ensure the light is won, we need to be participating fully.
Yes, and I think this is all what remains. It's the light all the time. At the end, the light is winning. So every time. So what I do is that I stay centered on the light and the heart center, that I shine my light outward to the world or to people as best I can. But at the end, it's all the time the light what remains in every situation. It's all the time the light. But I think we are here on earth to experience also the darkness, that we understand and remember the light again, or that we honor the light again, love more. So it's all the time this process of recognition, and we experience all the time a level up, especially through the darkness, all the time. So when I tune into that, what happened to us a couple of months ago, so we experienced a level up in our consciousness level. So we see things differently. So, and at the end, it was a big gift, because light is always winning at the end. So, and I stay centered on that. So, and then I trust, and then I stay in this present moment, because this is actually all what we have. It's the moment. So, and then like your picture on your wall, keep spiritual simple. So it's very simple, because children are doing that intuitively. So they are very connected to their hearts, and spirituality is very simple. Stay in the present moment and stay centered in your heart. Express everything, your thoughts, your emotions, everything. So then we are spiritual.
It doesn't have to be complicated. And we also have to accept the fact that it doesn't matter if you believe that you've been here before on this planet or not. We're cleaning up the messes from before us into this present moment, and we all have to participate. It's like you know, if there's a tsunami in an area or a small flood in an area, you don't sit there and bark about it. You everybody pitches in to clean up the mess, figure out later what occurred so it doesn't occur again. And we're on this cleanup on a ginormous level that many people aren't awakened to understanding the magnitude of it at this time. So the little things that you can do simply during the day, staying in your heart center and really biting all that criticism and judgment that you're throwing out, and work on being more harmonized and in balance and seeing things more in a way of love and appreciation, even if you don't like something that's occurring, you know. And that will help you get through the day and open up your heart center to so many more experiences to come in. And I know for me lately, like just doing my son stuff this morning, the colors were this beautiful, violet color and blue and green and pink and yellow were just my lollipop people, I call them. They come in these like tall with the, you know, round head, and then they'll get in formation, and then they're all over, and then columns of light and all the little spirals and geometry I'll see, and really beautiful symbols of like these, they look like musical notes. And I just look at them in like such appreciation, and they're just showing me what others have closed their eyes and haven't been able to see yet. But it's for everyone to see and experience once you lighten up.
Yes, of course. And then you see that we are fully protected, isn't it? So even when it doesn't seem like so we are fully protected. And at the end, all what remains is the moment. So this is all we have, and that we make the best of it. So children do it too. They enjoy and express every moment fully.
Yes.
This is what we can do right now. And for me, when we stay centered in our heart, it's also the gateway to feel the divine feminine again. Yeah, that we feel the love again, that we do self-care. So what do I need now? Do I need other food, or do I have to drink more water? So that's all is a process and a training that we feel the divine feminine energy again, because she is rising first. And that doesn't mean that we have to be like a robot, or that we work all the time, right? So this is not the divine feminine to me. So the divine feminine means to me to do self-care, that I see that I'm worthy, that I'm beautiful, that I'm valuable, important, and that every opinion is important, that even my consciousness level right now is important, is available now. I don't have to wait. So because I'm unique and worthy right now, and that is for me the good way to the divine feminine energy, that we appreciate each other again, and that I appreciate myself, my beautiful soul. Yeah, she's the first, and when she is rising, so then we see each other through other eyes, right? So we see in everyone's potential again, and we are helping and supporting each other again.
Yeah, I think our lenses are changing.
Yeah, of course. For me, that's also the gateway to the divine feminine energy when we open our hearts again. So for me, it is the gateway.
Yeah. And whatever helps you look good, feel good. And I know you're not spending a whole lot of time blow drying your hair.
No, not really.
See, you can be feminine with or without your hair, people. And yes, of course, divine feminine is men and women. So it's an energy. It's not, you know, a physical feminine female body. So
yeah, we have both within us, even men. So, and the divine masculine means, for me, it's my feeling that the divine masculine appreciates her, appreciates the woman, and that the divine masculine power takes her seriously and her intuition. When you receive a message, that you take this seriously. So, and then you manifest it, or that you protect yourself. that is for me the divine no, when we speak out a no as well, because I feel in my heart that's not okay, that's not good. I have to protect myself, I have to protect my children. That is for me the divine masculine energy. So it's like we protect our heart, we protect our soul. So that is actually very simple. So, and I can recommend all the time that we observe children a little bit, because they are so balanced. They are balancing divine feminine masculine so good. So they express also their anger when they feel angry. So then they start to scream. They don't question that. Is that spiritual? Am I aligned? So they are so authentic and pure. It's very simple.
Yeah, it doesn't matter how much older we get in our physical bodies, we bring our inner child with us. And it's, you got to get in there and work with that inner child and reshape him or her however you choose to be a better adult, because reshaping will make you the better adult. And I think that's critically important to understand, that playfulness is one of the best ways to change your energy. And what you were saying about, getting messages, we're all getting them. Many people may not understand what their messages are. And I suggest you journal, but I also suggest that you listen to videos like Akura, Sandra, and myself, and reach out for healing sessions with us, because we can help guide you on the right path to empower you to understand that, yeah, that actually is a message for you, and how can it work to incorporate into your life to make it a better day and a better tomorrow, not just for yourself, but for those that are around you, and grow with that. We can help you grow with that too. Well, I know that you're super tired and it's late over there, so I don't want to keep you much longer, but is there anything else that you would like to share with our viewers before we'll be back for part 2, folks, don't worry. And you'll have to give us the finger there too. But in the meantime, what else would you like to share?
That we have to make the best of that, and that we treat ourselves honest, so we can't run away anymore. So when you feel triggered or angry, so then express this anger. So because even anger can be divine. So when I create something lighter through anger, so then it's also divine. So that's my feeling. So that we treat ourselves honest and authentic, because we can't run away from ourselves anymore. So because the outside is triggering us, is showing us, are you authentic? So what's going on within you? And I think everyone is playing a role now, and we figure out our divine purpose now. So that's so interesting to observe and to see the roles of every person. So, and even us, we light workers and starseeds, so we remember more and more and more and more, and we see that every one of us is just divine. So everyone is carrying the potential. That is my basic message.
Well, thank you. And it just boils down to, everywhere you go, there you are.
Yes.
Everywhere you go, there you are. So until you stop, drop, sit, connect with your breath, your heart portal, and get to know who you are, you're just running around to and fro with the same old, same old. And that's not going to fit into the model that we're in right now. So that's going to create a lot of physical, mental, and emotional havoc. So anyway, reach out to one of us for a session, because we can help get you at least on the path, and then you can go from there and make better choices to be in your heart center. So in the meantime, I'm just going to say goodbye to everyone, and thank you so much for joining us. And we will see you for part 3 at some point, probably after the holidays. So
yes, bye bye, and thank you so much.